You want to know why sometimes your blitz looks like this, but then other times it looks like this? The reason for this, and you are hearing it from some corners of the internet, but it's not nearly widely enough talked about, is the quick jump ability. Now, college football abilities are tiered, meaning that you can start with a bronze, progress to a silver, gold, and then ultimately a platinum. And the odds of these abilities triggering are going to get not only higher, but also sometimes, depending on the ability, the actual impact when it does trigger is much greater. So with the bronze version of this ability, you're going to get a slightly quicker jump off the ball, silver, moderately, gold, significantly, and platinum, that's terrifying. It's the ultimate jump, and it's pretty much going to be every single time. Now, if you guys are playing the regular head-to-head rosters with this, you want to try to target defenses that have as many of these types of players as possible, regardless of their tier. Bronze is certainly better than nothing. We'll get to bronze here in a second when we talk about Ultimate Team, but here's a little bit of a spoiler. Texas has at least 6 of these players that have the quick jump ability, maybe even more. And they've got like 5 players that have the gold version of this ability. So their pass rush is absolutely yoked. Now, there is a stark difference between the regs version of this game and the Ultimate Team version of this game compared to Madden particularly. You'll actually notice that there are way less abilities in cut than there are in regs. Regs in college football has way more abilities than regs in Madden does. But in college football Ultimate Team, you're gonna notice that there is what is called an AP structure. If you guys are MUT players, you're familiar to this already. Every single ability in the game has an AP value associated with it. The better the ability, the higher the value. And we right now have 8 ability points that we can play with. So if we go into some of the better items in the game, namely this Abdul Carter or maybe a Myles Garrett, there are worse items than these get this ability. You will immediately notice that the quick jump version that he gets is bronze, and it is 3 AP, which means that at most with an 8 cap, you're looking at 2 of these being on your field. Now, because Texas is way too easy to lab pressures with, because their entire front 7 basically gets the quick jump ability and everything is pass rush or blitz set up for them. Again, if you guys want to play regs, Texas is probably the best for defense. We're going to look for a different team for diamonds in the rough, kind of allow you to, you know, double dip your chip, if you will. Understand that not every team is going to have 5 gold quick jumps. There will be some teams in regs that have plenty, but you guys want to be able to lab setups that work not only in regs, but also in Ultimate Team, where you're not going to be able to equip 5 gold quick jumps, at least until they change the AP structure. Now, right here, I'm going to settle on the Tennessee Volunteers because they have James Pierce Jr., who's a bona fide first-round edge rusher talent. If you actually take a look at him, he gets the platinum version, the best version possible of the quick jump ability. But Tennessee also does have Caleb Herring with a gold version of this. They have Joshua Josephs with a gold version of this. They've got a few guys that you guys can make this work with. So having 2 or 3, I think that's probably where we'll end up landing. Again, like I said, if you guys are just looking for the best defense to pass rush with, we're going to go with Texas, but Tennessee's got 3 guys that we can make this work with. So let's go ahead and rock with the Vols. And while we're loading back into practice mode, do me a solid. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. We're dropping content every single morning, Monday through Friday, with long forms in the morning, shorts in the afternoon. Help you guys out. I know a lot of you are here because you're looking for defense. If you guys want even more, I am dropping my defensive game plan out of the 3-3 playbook, including the 3-3 stack and a number of other defensive setups as well. This week, you guys can get that game plan, my Flexbone offensive game plan, and we already have over 40 vault tips in the Gridiron College Football 25 vault. You guys can sign up. I've got membership tiers for members of all interest levels. You can go month to month and test the site out. You guys can get a discount on a full year membership. You guys can package this monthly with Madden tips when Madden 25 comes out. You can get backdated Madden 24 content if you guys are still playing that game. You guys can package them together for a yearly combo. I've got something for everyone. Go check it out. Best place to get better at football games, period. Make sure you guys also hop into our Discord channel. So like I said, we are working with the quick jump ability here. Let's go back to that double A gap meta. After all, we kind of broke this down yesterday on the channel, kind of talking about how this blitz works and what players are doing with this. Let's go ahead and take it to that next level. So what you saw early on was that we had those interior 4 rushers coming in on Texas. So what we're going to do here is we're going to utilize this edge rusher, which is James Pierce. We're going to take him off the field in favor of someone else. I'm going to put Pierce in here at this D tackle spot. I'm going to put Josephs at this spot. That's going to give us a couple of quick jump players. Now, of course, like I said, you guys can look through your roster for other players, but one of the things that kind of comes out when you run up against this mid blitz is those defensive tackles really crashing to the inside. So I did make mention that they have a few players that can really rush with this ability. Basically, all three of their right ends have the quick jump. As far as their linebackers go, they don't really have any quick jump linebackers for us to place at the interior positions. So this is kind of more like what you're going to be dealing with at the ultimate team level, unless you have like an Abdul Carter that can play, you know, linebacker or a defensive end. So again, when it comes to this double mug, what you're going to notice is that the quick jump is going to tend to live at the D tackle position. So we're going to go back into this blitz setup here. Let's just go empty for a moment and show that 4-man version that I talked about. So what we said yesterday is the setup for this is to pinch your defensive line, which actually spreads your defensive ends. You're going to crash down. Sometimes the first crash doesn't take, so you may do it twice. And then what a lot of players are doing is they're just dropping both of these edge rushers into zone. And the reason that you can get away with rushing 4 is that these quick jumps that are at these defensive tackle positions that are actually lined up in the B gap get off the ball so quickly that you're rushing basically 4 against the interior 3, and they can't block all those guys, especially when you come down here and you start to mug and just hold the trigger. So you see what occurred there is that even though James Pierce, who was our platinum quick jump player, he got off the ball so well that he actually made the blitz work, even though he didn't get the sack. So you see right here, he's going to get our platinum animation. He gets so quick off the ball to the inside that he's basically free to come in through this A gap unless the guard takes care of it. Now, the offensive tackle here has no shot at being able to squeeze down and help out on Francois or Pierce Jr. So at this point, all that occurs is we get this guy just kind of leaking through the A gap while Pierce takes all the attention and we're in for the sack. Now, again, with this particular defense, this is something that makes it very, very difficult to pick up. We talked about yesterday how if you were to do a little half slide protection to the left, that it does a pretty good job of picking it up. But the problem is that doesn't necessarily account for the quick jumps. So let's go ahead and do a half slide here. You see how we're all pinching down. We snap this ball and you still see how Pierce basically gets so quick to the inside that it's a simple disengage and we're there for the sack. So even when they pick it up, they're not really picking it up. And of course, this can apply throughout your labbing in general throughout this game. So let's go into the 3-3 that I am alluding to. This is going to be my first defensive game plan that I'm dropping. I'm not really going to give you a blitz setup or any coverage tips here, but I just kind of want to show you how this works here. So if I were to put all 3 of my quick jump players here on the defensive line, you're going to notice right away that we're going to be able to get pressure with simple pinching and crashing to the inside. It really requires almost no effort. So here we are on the field, and I'm going to have my 3 quick jumps, which are Pierce, Josephs, and Herring in this. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of pinch and crash them inside. Now, this is just starter level labbing here. We go ahead and snap this ball, you're gonna see these guys just get inside so quick, and you just look how it kind of jumbles up the middle. Now, of course, if I want to send a 4th player and make this even better, I absolutely can. Now, if I wanted to, I could blitz an extra player here just to kind of make it so the tackle is occupied, and then I can come stand right down here and kind of mug the gap. And again, all we're really trying to do is just make it so these quick jumps can bounce to the inside and get these instant pinball effect animations. It really turns any pass rush into a pinch and crash fest, allowing you to get really simple pressures. And again, you don't necessarily have to just run 3 down linemen. You could hop into some other sets, like for instance, the dime rush. So I'll put Josephs, got Herring here. That's 3 players. We go ahead and call whatever we want. Go ahead and pinch it down, just get everybody real wedged. You see how that works here. We got a couple guys stacked over there off that edge. We're looking for quick jump animations. Go ahead and blitz your user. And look at them just kind of pinball. You see right there, we about got B gap, and even when we didn't, it just disengaged. If you're making coverage adjustments behind this and not just setting stock with this, this can just get you organic sacks by simple virtue of just pinching and crashing your defensive line. So the quick jump ability is what you need to be targeting on defense in College Football 25. This will help activate pass rushes, get you some gap pressures that you otherwise wouldn't without the ability. Right now in Ultimate Team, we're only in bronze, but they're going to drop silvers and golds and platinums, and it's going to get really quick up front. We're going to go from almost no defense in the game the first couple weeks to everyone feeling like it's a little bit tougher here in pretty quick order. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out gridirongameplans.gg. I got a short coming this afternoon. I'll see you then. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.